Fuck, man. No, no, nigga came back down. Go ahead. I thought I'd let you know that I was gone, but I never left. From back now. I thought I'd let you know this brotherhood is a whip, and I never let it go. Never let it free. Shit, I kill for my niggas. I thought I'd let you know. No, coward, no nigga came back down. Go ahead. I thought I'd let you know that I was gone, but I never left. From back now. I thought I'd let you know this brotherhood is a whip, and I never let it go. Never let it free. Shit, I kill for my niggas. I thought I'd let you know. Yeah, you nigga know I'm about to bring the heat, right? Shit, I used to leave the street like, hey, man, I still keep the heat tight. Now nigga on gold like a green light. They say 144, nigga, you can get it. They ain't gotta tell me twice. Tryna stack a couple grand, get on some land, and to put us on the feet in the field with the Warriors. And you know a nigga glorious, but we still keep the G on. Keep them tools on Depot. Might hit him with the Rico. Hey, hit the nigga with the Rico. Hey, said they fuck with the rap game. What you looking at me for? So I know they can't stand me. That's why I keep a Glock handy. Might sip a little brandy while I'm chilling with the family. Tell them a real nigga lame. Dressing all black like a bandit. Bitch, I ain't come to play. Bitch, I came to do that. No coward, no nigga came back down. I thought I'd let you know that I was gone, but I never left. From back now. I thought I'd let you know this brotherhood is a whip, and I never let it go. Never let it free. Shit, I kill for my niggas. I thought I'd let you know. No coward, no nigga came back down. I thought I'd let you know that I was gone, but I never left. From back now. I thought I'd let you know this brotherhood is a whip, and I never let it go. Never let it free. Shit, I kill for my niggas. I thought I'd let you know. Back to me fall, and Babylon fall. You know the paper nigga walk, nigga raised up, now I'm all in. And all I ever wanted was the wind and the beat by the beans. Now I'm gone in the wind, trying to stack a couple in. Now let's get it in, yeah, let's get it in. I'm about to make the shit tremble. 144, the real, yeah. About to turn it up a level. Heat the bitch up like lava. Hit the product, bring a whole out. And know that we feel our fall. And I'm headed for the top dollar. And ain't never gonna stop me. Never gonna stop. No coward, no nigga came back down. I thought I'd let you know that I was gone, but I never left. From back now. I thought I'd let you know this brotherhood is a whip, and I never let it go. Never let it free. Shit, I kill for my niggas. I thought I'd let you know. No coward, no nigga came back down. I thought I'd let you know that I was gone, but I never left. From back now. I thought I'd let you know this brotherhood is a whip, and I never let it go. Never let it free. Shit, I kill for my niggas. I thought I'd let you know. You got no time to play. I got them songs on the way now. Ain't got no time to play. Ain't no other way. I got them songs on the way now. I got them soldiers on the way now. I got them soldiers on the way now.
Shalom, Israel, with the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under the commanding General YAHANNA. Today is this Sunday scripture breakdown class where you can come and ask your questions and get the stance of the priests and prophets of the Lord so you can get a full understanding of what's going on in this hellhole we call Earth and America that we living in. Some of the sisters had a couple of questions. We want to address them. So let's go ahead and get into these questions.
So the question is just really just before we even started was in regards to the roots of the common Bible that we all share. Oh, okay. I can project that. Okay. Okay. Again, oh, it's not on. I got it. Nope.
It's on.
Hello. Hello. Is that on? Okay. Hi. So the question was just really in regards to the roots of Christianity and that of the Israelite school, which is the fact that the Bible, specifically the beginning of the Bible, the Torah, and in Christianity called the Pentateuch, like how like the foundation is all the same, but then yet the bricks of this is different, not just in applications, but really what is it that the truth here really illustrates differently than that of Christianity? Like where do we go wrong? Not we. Where do people go wrong in regards to the application of the understanding of the Bible?
No problem. The number one thing that people did to take the Bible out of context is they did away with the thing that made us great. The thing that makes us great as a nation is the laws, statutes, and commandments. The laws, statutes, and commandments is what sets us apart from all other nations. The Bible is called the Holy Bible for a reason. So in order to understand the Bible, you have to understand what it's about, who it's about. It's like watching a movie, but not understanding what the movie is about. Not knowing the characters, not knowing the purpose of the characters. You're just watching it blindly.
Right.
That's kind of how we came into Christianity. We became Christians when we got on slave ships. We didn't choose to be Christians. It wasn't like, this is what I want to be. You were forced to be a Christian. It was either be a Christian or die. The same way we were forced to be Greeks. It was either be a Greek or die. You didn't have a choice. So the way we failed is we put aside our culture to follow a religion. All through the Bible, the Lord is talking to a specific people. And he's telling these people that the only way that they can live is to follow his laws. And if they don't follow his laws, then they're going to die. Those people are the people who now today are dying the most. So if you want to find who are the people of the Bible, just look at who dies the most. Who commits a certain amount of crimes and actually gets punished for them. We know for a fact that the people of this Bible is not white people. You know why? Because they don't get punished for their crimes. If you look through history, the white man has always found a way to slither his way out of justice, to slither his way out of being punished. So the reason it is the way it is because, first of all, we don't know who we are. That's the first thing. So let's find out what the word holy means. And then we're going to go into the context of what it's really talking about. There you go right here. Give me Deuteronomy 76, 14.
No.
This is the definition of holy or holiness, according to the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary. Usually translates words derived from Hebrew, root meaning separateness or withdrawal.
Now, the word holy means to be separate or to withdraw. So the Bible is called the Holy Bible, right? All religions are doing that, the total opposite of holiness. Right. They are not trying to separate. What are they trying to do? What does all religions have in common? What is their mission? What is
everybody in the whole world together as one?
Unified. See, the white man's religion is the same religion that was going on in the Tower of Babel. That's the same belief. The one world government, the one world belief. We like that's why a lot of people think I'm a Muslim, but I worship the same God you worship.
Yeah.
A lot of people say I'm Buddhist, but I worship the same God. So you can worship whatever God you choose to worship, and it's the same God with a different name. Because they want to make a one world religion and a one world government.
Right.
But the Bible teaches you that there is only one God. There's only one true God. And all the other gods are false, pagan. You understand? We have now blurred the lines between the real and the fake to where we don't know who's the real and who's the fake. So now, since we got Holy Bible, what does that mean just in the title of the book? A separate book. It's a separate book for who? For a separate people. It's not for a people this is not for everybody. This is not the book of unity. If it would have been for everybody, it would have been the universal Bible.
Right.
It wouldn't have been the Holy Bible. You know what I mean? So go ahead, Salaki.
If I could, sir, to add on to what you're saying, the title of the book represents the totality of the book. Holy comes from the word Kodash, which is in Hebrew, which is what the Old Testament is written in.
Right.
Bible comes from the Greek word biblios, you know what I'm saying, which is what the New Testament is written in. Right. And biblios means record, right? So he put it together, it's the separate records. Right. It's a book of the separate records. Nice. So what separate records are they of one people?
Right. This is your history book right here. The Christian church uses this book as a religious book. And this book can go for whoever believes. That's not what the Bible is about. It has nothing to do with a belief. This is about a family. So give me Deuteronomy 7 and 6.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
What does that mean? Now that we know what holy means, what is that actually saying? That's right. You are separate people unto the Lord. Keep reading.
The Lord thy God has chosen thee to be a separate, to be a special people unto himself, above all people,
equal to,
above all people,
joined together with,
above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
That's what the Bible says. So when you look at Christianity, who are the separate people above all people in Christianity? White people, because Jesus is white according to our mindset.
Right.
But who does Christianity teach that is the separate people? That's everybody's the same. There's no separation. There's no hierarchy.
Right.
Everybody's equal. We're all the same. Nothing separates us from each other because we're all human beings. Right. According to the Bible, the Lord has chosen people to be separate. See that? That's the difference. That's a major difference. That is hot and cold. That's the opposites. Give me 14 and 2.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 14, verse 2. And it reads, For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God, and the Lord hath chosen thee to be a peculiar people unto himself, above all nations that are upon the face of the earth.
So according to the Bible, there are a group of people that are not equal to no one else.
Right.
In everything that they do, they are better. The New Testament says that you are the salt of the earth, meaning you give the earth flavor, swag, pizzazz. You're the one that everyone look up to because you have so much charisma.
Right.
The Lord made you that way.
Yep.
Now, if you look at it from a religious standpoint, everybody's equal. Nobody's special. We all are the same. That's not what the Lord wants. Now, you see, if this is this is about Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans.
Right.
Now, imagine you teach your 2-year-old this from birth. You teach your child this from birth that, you know what? You are the smartest child in your class. You know why? Because the Lord said you are above all nations. Yeah, you go to school with all these Arabs and these Chinese people and these white kids, and you're the only black kid in the class. But guess what? You are the best one out of the class.
That's it.
Now you raise them up knowing that. If our women knew that, if our young men knew that, and not saw themselves as thugs, if you didn't grow up seeing yourself as, you know, I'm supposed to be hard and I'm supposed to be, you know, just beating people up because I'm the black boy in the class.
Right.
If you saw yourself as special and above all people, then even though you can beat everybody up in the class, you wouldn't have no need to do that because you would understand your rank in the class.
Right.
Right now, you don't know your rank in the class. You think when you look in the class and you see Chinese and Arabs and everybody else in the class, you think you're at the bottom of that.
Right.
Because what you're being taught here is that you are slaves, that's all you have always been. First of all, you used to be monkeys.
Right.
You fell out the sky, you was a monkey first, then you transformed into a man, and then to save you, we put you in chains and made you slaves so that we could contain you because, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's how you, so if that's what you was thinking growing up, that's the way you're going to live. Go ahead,
Like when I was in college, we always hang together, all black people, all black, white, you know, all of them, Arab, and so we chilling one day, and the Arab, the white people, and the Chinese people all told us the same thing. Since they was young, their parents told them that they were better than black people.
Man, you see that?
That's heavy, man.
But what do we teach our kids? We all equal. You see that? Go ahead.
Yeah, just real quick. And if we knew what you were saying, like the scripture say, you train a child while they're young in the way they should go and they'll never depart, then that would make our children make straight A's. It would also make our children win all the spelling bees from the Arabs and whoever trying to East Indians, whoever trying to win them.
Right.
And we win all the science projects.
Right.
You know, we would excel, you know, as for educationally above all nations.
And the problem is they don't want us to excel above all nations because that's what we're supposed to do.
Right.
The Lord made us above everybody else. When we start acting and walking in that light, a change is going to happen around the earth. Go ahead, Al.
Even in our captivity, we excel above nations.
Even under oppression, even living in the hood, you come out the hood, you are still the inventors.
Man.
You understand? You are still the scientist. You're still the mathematician.
Right.
You are still the best athletes. And you are still the strongest warriors and the most beautiful women on the earth.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
You got a question? Go ahead.
Yeah, right.
I think that if you ever taught that at a young age, then when it comes down to like white teachers that try to cheat you out your work, say that you fail, but really you pass, and you got the best grades in the class, you will learn who your enemies are at a young age, and instead of getting angry and fighting everybody, then you will learn how to use that as a strength to you. And I feel like that would control a lot of anger and a lot of.
That's exactly right. Give her a hand. Because that's exactly what he did.
Back in the house.
He tried to take your strength, which is who you are.
Right.
And in religion, we all the same. So there's nothing different from us. And that's what's killing us. Not knowing who we are. Everybody else already has a 400-year head start on us because they come out the womb knowing who they are, where they from, where their ancestors from, and all that. We grow up 30, 40, 50 years thinking we are somebody that we're not. So we're automatically behind because we don't even know the first thing that a child or a human being is supposed to know. Who the hell they is. Who they are. You understand? So that's the number one factor that religion has taken away from us. The second thing that he's taken away from us is our laws. Every country, every nation, every culture has laws. They have rules and guidelines and principles that they live by.
Yep.
We don't. We live by whoever we are living under guidelines. What type of people live by whoever they're living under guidelines? Slaves. That's what we are right now. And we follow the American Constitution as if it's our Constitution, but but our constitution is in the Torah.
Yep.
The first 5 books of the Bible is our constitution. That's our preamble to the Constitution.
Right.
That's our Declaration of Independence. That's our Gettysburg Address.
Right.
That's our preamble. That's our foundation.
Right.
Now, once you have that foundation built from the ground up, now you can raise up a nation. You can help a people. You understand? The reason we can't help black homeless people on the streets is because if you bring a black homeless man into your house, say for instance, we in the truth. We want to help our fellow homeless brothers and sisters. You know what they gonna come in our house doing? First, they gonna steal. They gonna want to eat pork. They gonna want to rape. They gonna want to rob because they don't have rules. You know why they don't have rules? Because they're American in the mind. Now, you go look under a freeway, you don't see any Chinese people under the freeway. You don't see any Arabs under the freeway. You know why? Because pretty much all Chinese are Buddhists. So if there's a homeless Chinese person, they can walk into a nail shop and say, I don't have nowhere to stay. That Chinese person is going to say, well, I know you're not going to try to sleep with my wife because you know what we would do to you if you try to sleep with my wife. Mm-hmm. Because we all agree on that same principle. Yeah. You can eat frogs, dogs, cats, rats, whatever you get your hands on because we agree on that. Whatever you want to eat, you can eat it. You understand? Yeah. You have to agree on the same philosophy in order to unite with your people. So a lot of people say, why can't we just all come together as black people? Because some black people think it's okay to do certain things that the Lord say it's not okay to do. And Marcus Garvey, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, they were all leaders, but they all taught 3 different things. So they couldn't unite because 2 can't walk together unless they agree. You understand? That was what you're gonna pull? Yeah. 2 can't walk together unless they agree. So if we walking up the street together and we get to the point of what we gonna eat tonight, right? And you say, well, shoot, I'm gonna go over here and give me some of this shrimp. We're gonna go give me, it's crawfish season. Let's go get a box of crawfish. Well, I don't eat that. Now we can't eat at the same restaurant because we don't agree on that. Right. That is how our nation has been stunted in growing because of the different philosophies. So that separation, I was thinking about doing an lecture on separation. Right. It was going to be called "Divided We Fall, and Together We No. Wait, no, it's opposite. Together we fall, and divided we stand. Right. That's what it's going to be. Right. Because together with everybody else, we're going to fall. But when we divide and separate and come with our people, we're going to stand up like that. That is how we are going to get out of this condition. No one ever calls Chinese people racist. Chinese people don't speak English. And no one ever tells Chinese people to learn English. They tell Hispanics, you can't have a job unless you learn how to speak English. They tell us that since we say we only love our people, we're racist. Go in a nail shop and you tell me what black man work in a nail shop. Tell me what East Indian they hiring. Who work in the nail shop? Chinese people. That's it. You know what I'm saying? They employ their own people, but no one ever calls them racist for doing so. When we only want to give our love to our own people, it's racist. You know why? Because it's righteous. They want to stop you from being righteous because the Lord wants you to be what? Separate. So that is the problem. Anytime they see us segregate or separate or try to do our own thing, they like, no, that's not right. You're racist. That's wrong. Because they got to stop you from doing that. Because all of our minds working together with none of their minds, we'll make an empire overnight. Right. Because we are above all people. That's how all of these different places are rich, because of us. We're the workhorses. Go ahead, Al. What you got?
2 John, 1st chapter, 10th verse. If there come any unto you and bring not this doctrine, receive him not into your house. neither bid him Godspeed.
Read that again.
Come on. 2 John chapter 1 verse 10. If there come any unto you and bring not this doctrine, receive him not into your house.
That's the Bible. The Bible says if somebody come in your house teaching another philosophy, don't even wish them Godspeed. You know what that means? Don't say God bless you.
That's it.
Don't say God bless you, go in peace. Don't say that to them. They don't need to go in peace. The Lord wants them destroyed because they are scattering the flock while we're trying to gather the flock. Go ahead. That's it on that?
Come.
That's the point. The point is, go ahead.
Important.
Yeah.
Verse 11. For he that biddeth him Godspeed is partaker of his evil deeds.
You see that? When you are saying God bless you and he's right here teaching white Jesus, you accepted white Jesus. You blessing who? You blessing white Jesus. You are now saying, I don't accept white Jesus, but you go and accept white Jesus, which is destroying your brother. Give me 2 Corinthians 11:3. Go ahead, Gabo, what you got?
Just to show how powerful separating from the white man is. When we came out of slavery, it took us 50 years to establish black Wall Street.
Yes,
right.
It took us 50 years to do that. You know,
We had our own colleges, hospitals, everything. We had our own restaurants, everything. I'm talking about we were established. And during that time, what was it called in America?
The Great Depression.
The Great Depression.
Yeah.
Now, why was it called depression? We wasn't depressed. We had money. The first millionaires, the first black millionaire was Madam C. Right, yeah.
Period.
The first millionaire, period,
Right.
was Madam C.J. Walker, a black woman.
Come on now.
You understand? That was done in her community. See, we had that railroad track. You come up with a railroad track, white people had to come and get good seasoned food. Because over on the other side of the railroad track, the burgers wasn't as good. They didn't have the food that we had. If they wanted to listen to some good music, they had to come over that railroad track. So all of that money was going where? Into our community.
Man.
The dollar was circulating in our community. Now, Martin Luther King telling you that you got to pee on the toilet. We are trying to fight for water fountain rights and peeing in the toilet rights.
Right.
Now, you have left from being employers to employees. You have given up your businesses so that you can go and work for other people.
Damn.
Read what you got.
This is the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 3.
Come on.
But I fear, lest by any means, as a serpent beguiled Eve through his subtlety, so your minds should be corrupted from the simplicity that is in Christ.
Let me tell you how easy it is to believe in Christ. First of all, he was a black man.
That's right.
Christ was a black man. Second of all, he only died for his family members. He didn't die for everybody. That's very simple. But he said, I feel like you're going to be deceived from the simplicity. And you're going to turn to something that is more difficult to believe. You're going to turn to something that is not the truth, but a lie. Keep reading.
Verse 4. For if he that cometh preacheth another Jesus.
Wait, preaching the real Jesus.
Another Jesus.
Preaching the Jesus of the Bible.
Another Jesus.
The Jesus that you learn in religion and Christianity is a totally different Jesus.
Right.
If I told you I wear Michael Jordans, I wear the Jordans, the Chinese Jordans. You know, Michael Jordan on my shoe, he Chinese. You know what I'm saying? He got a nunchucks on the side of his basketball shorts. You know what I'm saying? Is that the same Jordans that you wear? Am I going to, when I go buy those shoes, am I going to stand in line for 2 hours? That's another Jordan. Well, your Christian pastor is teaching you about another Jesus. Keep reading.
For if he that cometh preacheth another Jesus, whom we have not preached.
Did they preach about white Jesus? Who we have what?
Not preached.
Did they preach about a Jesus that loved everybody?
Whom we have not preached.
That's not who the disciples and the apostles went out teaching about.
Right.
They taught over a man that loved his family so much that he gave his life for his family.
Man.
And don't that sound more realistic?
Man.
Who would your big brother go come and rescue? If you call them and say, he putting his hands on me, is he coming to fight for you and your friends? And all? Say you get beat up at the club and you went out with all your friends. Is your big brother coming to fight for you and all your friends? He's coming for you. You called him. He don't give a damn about your friends getting beat up. As long as you don't get touched, he's fine. Yep. If your whole clique would have got beat up, I'm talking about got sent to the hospital, and you didn't get touched, your big brother is gonna sit at the house and chill. And he's gonna say, it's good they didn't touch you. But as soon as they touch you, he's coming. And he's gonna put his life on the line for you. That's real life. Christ died for his family. He didn't die for the friends in the neighborhood because he never cared about them. Read the scripture you got in Amos. I'm gonna show you he never cared about them. And this is what makes the Bible real, and it takes the whole religious feeling off of the Bible. Go ahead, sis.
If Christ did that for everybody, then who would he be saving us from?
Good night. Give her a hand. If he died for everybody, then who would he be saving us from?
Where the enemies at?
Who are the enemies if he died for everybody?
Right.
Go ahead, read what you got.
This is the book of Amos, chapter 3, starting at verse 1. Hear this word that the Lord has spoken against you, O children of Israel.
Wait, did he speak this against everybody?
Against you, O children of Israel.
Read.
Against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, you only have I known.
No, I know everybody.
You only have I known.
Read.
Of all the families of the earth. Therefore, I will punish you for all your iniquities.
This is how you know the Lord don't care about all the other nations. Who is the highest? What race of people gets diabetes more than anybody else? What race of people gets AIDS more than anybody else? HIV? What people go to jail more than anyone else? What people is getting punished more than anybody else? Black people. This is how you know, well, not just black people, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. We are on the top of all of those lists that I just named. Because the Lord is punishing you for your iniquities. Why? Because he is your father. And a good father does what to his children? He punishes his children. Whom the Lord loveth, he chasteneth. He scourgeth every son whom he receives. That's the Bible. Keep reading where we at in 2 Corinthians.
Verse 4. For if, this is the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 4. For if he had come and preached another Jesus whom we have not preached, or if ye receive another spirit.
Another what?
Another spirit.
What is the spirit of Christianity? What do they say God is? Let me get the sisters ask. What is God in the Christian church? What spirit is God? God is love. That's what they say.
Oh.
Give me Exodus 15:3. Just going straight to the point. Give me Exodus 15:3. You got it?
Well, yeah, I got Exodus 15:3.
Whoever get it first.
The book of Exodus, chapter 15, verse 3, and it reads.
Wow, we're gonna good.
Go ahead.
The Lord is a man of war.
Wait a minute. The Lord is a man of love.
The Lord is a man of war.
The Lord is a man of war. Read.
The Lord is his name.
If the Lord is a man of war, then what are we? We are what? Children of war. Give her a hand.
Right.
So what does the Lord expect us to do when times get hard? Fight. He sets us up in fights so we can fight through it. Because he wants you to be a warrior. Right. But what does the Christian church want you to be? He wants you to be love a homosexual. That's right. And he wants you to be all about love. Right. So this is what's happening. You have been kidnapped. Man. Say, for instance, you are Mike Tyson's children, right? And you know Mike Tyson had them hands. You get kidnapped, and they know that you got that Mike Tyson blood in you. So what are they trying to do? They're trying to stop you from ever being Mike Tyson.
Right.
So they have to teach you a totally different way of life. They have to teach you a totally different approach to life. Yeah, I know. I see every time you get mad, you ball your fists up, but don't do that. You have to learn how to turn the other cheek sometimes. If they hit you, just turn the other cheek because you're strong. You can take that. That's what you've been taught here. You have been taught another spirit. Keep reading. Hold on, finish that verse.
Man of war.
Go ahead.
Or if ye receive another spirit, which ye have not received.
That's not the spirit that the Lord wants you to have. He didn't tell you to receive the spirit of love. He wants you to be warriors. And that's why our people are now starting to act like white people and commit suicide. Because we have stopped fighting. We have stopped fighting the battle of life. Life is about warfare. Life is supposed to be a battle. That's why a Christian church always talk about we are soldiers in the army. You understand? We have to fight. That is what they know we're supposed to be. They know the nation of Israel whooped everybody's ass in the Bible.
Right.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 6, verse 26. These are that Aaron and Moses, to whom the Lord said, bring the children of Israel from the land of Egypt according to their armies.
See that? Our family was armies. 12 tribes of Israel was an army. So now we don't have that fighting spirit no more. We have a passive singing, clapping, stomping spirit. Give me Psalms 130. What's the dash against the Stones chapter?
137.
137. Start at verse 1 and 2.
Come. The book of Psalms, chapter 137, verse 1. And it reads. No. Oh, you sure it's 137?
139.
Okay, yeah, 139. All right, 139. All right. O Lord, thou hast searched me and known me. Verse 2. Thou knowest my down sitting.
That's not it. 137 and 1 and 2.
Okay, here we go. 137, 1 and 2. Psalms chapter 137, verse 1 and 2. By the rivers of Babylon.
That's it.
There we sat down. Yea, we wept when we remembered Zion.
Now, by the rivers of Babylon, this is where we are at right now. We are in Babylon the Great right now. We sitting down weeping. Why? Because we're thinking about, right now that we're coming into the knowledge of the truth, now we're thinking about all of the heritage and all of the things that we've lost. The things that we're supposed to know that we don't know. How we think it's all about love, but now we learn it's about war. Now, how if a lot of my friends wouldn't have committed suicide, a lot of things that if we would have known growing up, we would have been equipped to fight the battle. But we are not properly trained for this fight. And now that we're learning the truth, we are crying and weeping because it's like, man, I wish I would have known this sooner. Keep reading.
Verse 3. For there they carried us away captive.
This is the place they carried us away captive. Read.
Required of us a song.
What did they require?
A song.
They required of us to sing. What did they say? Keep reading.
And they that wasted us required of us mirth, saying, sing us one of the songs of Zion.
You see that? Sing us one of them spiritual hymns. Right. Sing us one of them songs that y'all, sing us one of them old amazing graces y'all got. I love to hear y'all out in the field singing one of them old songs. I want to hear that swing low that y'all be swinging. Even though they don't know what it means. They don't know why we're singing it. Because we're singing it about the salvation that's going to come to us. That song has been passed down from generation to generation, which is a song that in 2019, I can get you to relate, to get you to understand that Christ is coming back on chariots. Christ is coming back on UFOs. They sung about it. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming forth to carry me home. That's why those songs were there. And that's what they telling them way back in the time of David. This is in Psalms. Because there's nothing new under the sun. Keep reading.
Come. Verse 4. How shall we sing the Lord's song in a strange land?
How are we going to sing about the happiness? How are we going to sing about the fight? You know, how are we going to sing about the rewards of heaven in hell? How do you expect us to sing these songs happily and we're living in hell? You know how you can get us to do it? By giving us a different spirit. Right. Make us feel like we're at home. So now that we feel like we're at home, we sing those songs and we cry.
Yep.
We cry and we fall out on the floor and we stomp and we run around because now we think we where we're supposed to be. Man. In the pit of hell.
That's crazy.
That's religion. Next verse. Hold on, wait. Next verse.
Verse 5. If I forget thee, O Jerusalem, let my hand forget her cunning.
When we forgot our homeland, you know what we forgot how to do? We forgot how to fight. Because they gave us a different spirit. They gave us a totally different way to approach things. We would fight for our freedom. We would fight for our nation. Now what are we doing? Praying
and forgiving.
We just got to forgive.
Yeah.
We just got to love.
Right. Man.
Keep reading.
Come. Verse 6. If I do not remember thee, let my tongue cleave to the roof of my mouth.
That's what's been happening to us. Because we haven't been remembering the Most High and what he gave us that made us special, we've been dying. And we've been preferring death over life. We've been killing ourselves because we didn't want to fight. All right, now go ahead and talk about it.
Come. Or another gospel.
Yeah. What's the gospel of Christianity? What is the gospel of Christ according to the Christian church?
That Christ came for everybody.
Christ came for everybody.
Man.
What is the gospel according to the Bible? Christ came for his people. You see how it's the opposite? You see how it's hot and cold? You see how it's the total opposite? Yeah. I only love you. No, I love everybody.
Right.
That's totally different. That expands from all of y'all, and then the other way is just intimate and personal. If we had our intimate and personal relationship, see, that's what it's supposed to be. That's why Christians always talking about what? My God, my personal relationship.
That's not my God.
That's my Jesus. But in actuality, he's our God. He's our King. He's our Savior, not theirs. So they made it to where we got another Jesus, we got another spirit, and a totally different gospel. Totally different.
Man.
Finish that.
Which ye have not accepted.
That's not the gospel that we were supposed to accept. Christ didn't die for everybody. We're not supposed to accept that he died for everybody. What will happen? Read.
That ye might well bear with him.
We have received that gospel, and we have been bearing with the white man. Yeah. We've been accepting and fighting and striving along with the other nations.
Right.
Because we received a lie.
Man.
But though I be rude in speech.
We sit up in here and we yell and we holler, and people are like, why y'all so mad and so angry? We are rude in speech because we are what? Let's see if you've been paying attention today. Why is it that we talk the way we do? I want to see if the sisters got it. You listening to what we've been talking about today, how is it okay for us to be so rude in speech? What kind of people are we? Well, give her a hand.
Let's get it on the nose.
This is the football locker room. You understand? This is the football locker room. You ain't gonna walk in the football locker room and hear nobody in there. So guys, practice was great today.
you know, I tackled you earlier. You seen how you ran that route and I tackled you.
Right.
That's not how the football players talk. I'm like, boy, weak ass, boy, I told your ass up. You know what I'm saying? That's because those are warriors. We are men of war, but we have another spirit on us now. So now we have to be so soft. You know, we have to put on 3-piece suits, cummerbunds, and bow ties, and pointy shoes in order to be righteous. People have to look at us. If we wear what we wear, that ain't a man of God. He in a coat. He worships Satan. He ain't following Jesus because you think righteousness is gay. That's what you think. You think a man of the Lord is really a homosexual. If you see a homosexual, the Lord must be with him because he loves everybody, men and women, kids, grown-ups, dogs. He loved it all. You know who else loved it all? Jesus loved everybody too. So he had the right to love all mankind and all beings. No, that ain't the spirit of Christ. That ain't the spirit of the Most High, and that ain't the spirit in the I.S.U.P.K. But that is the spirit in IUIC.
Right.
That is the spirit in GOCC.
Right.
That is the spirit in GMS. Right. That is the spirit everywhere outside these walls. Right. Because everywhere outside of these walls is the what?
False doctrine.
What is it?
A lie.
Right, but what is it called? If you're not in the truth, then you in the, what did Christ say that people was in?
In the world.
You in the world. That's exactly what it is. If you are not in the body, then you are in the world.
Right.
You know who was in the world? Christ's mother was in the world. And his brother. They said, Christ, your mother and your brothers out there. He said, these are my mother and my brother. Right. Those that do the will of my Father is my mother and my brother. Right. Everybody outside of this is in the world.
Right.
John the Baptist, he followed the laws. He kept the commandments. Right. Christ said, out of every man born of a woman, there is no man more righteous than John, but he will be least. Read it.
Matthew chapter 11, verse 11.
Amen. 5,000.
Verily, I say unto you, among them that are born of a woman, there hath not risen a greater than John the Baptist.
John the Baptist followed the law. People always say, I don't gotta be in the UPK to follow Christ. I can just keep the commandments. John the Baptist kept the commandments. He kept them to the T. What did he say? Out of a man born of woman, what?
There hath not risen a greater than John the Baptist.
Ain't nobody followed the laws like John the Baptist followed the laws. Right. John the Baptist ate locusts and honey in the desert. He was stone cold, law-abiding citizen for the nation of Israel. But keep reading.
Notwithstanding, he that is least in the kingdom of heaven.
But the poor man in the kingdom of heaven shall be what?
Least in the kingdom of heaven is greater than he.
The poorest man in the kingdom of heaven is going to be greater than John the Baptist. You know why John the Baptist is not going to be great in the kingdom? Let's see if a sister can get this. Why is John the Baptist not going to be great? He kept the commandments. He followed the laws. He loved God. Go ahead. What you going to say? He was a Levite. He was a Levite priest by blood. His daddy was Zechariah. His mama was Elizabeth. They was both of the house of Aaron. So he was of the royal blood of the priesthood. What lineage? He didn't follow who? He didn't follow the man the Lord put on the earth to follow. That is why. Go ahead. You got a question?
Right.
Okay. That's what it is. You have to follow the man the Lord puts on the earth to follow. That's what people don't understand. People don't understand that all through history, the Lord has done the same thing over and over again. When we left out of Egypt, who was the man that we were supposed to follow? Moses. And everybody that stood against Moses, what did the Lord do?
He killed them. He brought them to nothing. Who was the prophet that was chosen to follow after that? Elijah. Then you had Samuel. Then you had all of these different prophets. God wasn't talking to all the prophets. He wasn't talking to everybody. He was just talking to one. That's consistent through the Bible. Well, if there's nothing new under the sun, that means there has to be a prophet today in the earth that the Lord will put us to follow until Christ returns. Until our King comes and saves us out of this pit, then that means there's a man of the Lord that he has on the earth right now to follow. That is raising people out of the pits of hell. You know who that man is? Commanding General YAHANNA. He is the one that has held on to the truth. He didn't ordain himself. He didn't say, I'm going to do this. He was selected. And he has held on to the truth, and he is now held on to the point to where we are sitting in Houston, Texas, learning what they have been doing since 1969. It's in Harlem, New York. Now it's passing around the whole planet Earth. We got schools in the UK and Nicaragua, in Trinidad and Tobago and Jamaica, in Canada, all over the 50 states, in Brazil, in South, everywhere. And you know what? That's biblical, because the Bible says that this gospel must be preached until all the earth. Right. And then what's going to happen after that? Then the end will be. Right. Christ can't come back until you know who your enemy is. That's great. As of right now, you think your enemy, or you think the devil is under the ground. Right. You be 2 Thessalonians. Let me show you that in the Bible. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3.
2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3. And it reads, let no man deceive you.
You see that? It's saying it again. You see how it keeps saying, I feel like you're going to be tricked. I feel like you're going to be lied. You're going to be deceived. He said it again. Let no man deceive you by what?
By any means.
Read.
For that day shall not come.
Christ cannot come until what?
Except there come a falling away first.
Except there come a falling away first. We're falling away from what? Christianity. From being a Muslim.
Right.
From falling away from religions.
Right.
Because religions is what's destroyed our people. Yep. It's giving you a choice when you don't have a choice. See, Christianity gives you a choice to follow Christ. Being a Muslim gives you a choice to follow Allah. Being Hindu gives you the choice of following Shiva.
Right.
Shiva. Being Buddhist gives you the choice of following Buddha.
Yep.
It gives you a choice. You have no choice.
Yep.
If you follow any one of them gods, you still gonna get punished.
Man.
You don't have a choice. Keep reading.
Except there come a falling away first.
Mm-hmm.
And that man of sin.
No, the spirit of sin.
That man of sin.
No, the demon of sin.
That man of sin.
Read.
Be revealed.
That's why we say every class and every day that the white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of. He is the liar, the deceiver, and the adversary in the earth. Now, let me ask you this. What do they say the devil come to do? Kill, steal, and destroy. Now, let's name a nation of people, since we know that the thing of sin is a man. Name a man that has killed more than the white man. Nobody. Okay, name a man that has stolen more land, more cultures, more heritage than the white man. Nobody. Name another man on this earth, another nation of people that has destroyed more than the white man. Your water is polluted. The air is polluted. The chicken, the meat is polluted.
Right.
Everything that you have and everything that you eat and drink has been destroyed. Yep. You have been killed, and the white man has stolen everything. You know why? Because he is the devil. He's the deceiver. He's the liar. The man of sin has to be revealed first. Keep reading.
The son of perdition.
The son of perdition. Give me that in the Son Bible dictionary. Perdition, son of. That's what it is. Keep reading.
Verse 4. Who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God.
He opposed and he is exalt himself above all that is called God. Who are the people that is called God? All that is called God. Thank you. The children of Israel are those who are called God. What does Yasharala mean in the Hebrew? Princes of the power, meaning a prince is the son of the king.
That's right.
The power is the Most High. Prince, we are children of God.
Right.
He exalts himself over all the children of God.
Right.
Keep reading.
Or that is worshipped, so that he as God.
He is what?
He as God.
The son of perdition will say that he's God. Is there a Chinese Jesus? Is there a East Indian Jesus? What is the another Jesus that we have in the earth today? How does he look? He's a white man. I mean, we just reading the Bible, and we are using practical knowledge.
That's it.
That's it. We're not going deep. We're just using practical knowledge. Keep reading.
Go back where I was. Lost out where I was. So.
No swear.
Okay. Yeah, going back in.
That he as God.
That he as God sitteth in the temple of God.
Who else sit in the temple of God? Is there a Chinese priest? East Indian priest? Who's sitting in the temple? What color is he? He's a white man. You see that? Keep reading.
Showing himself that he is God.
How is he showing himself that he's God? He's telling people, you need forgiveness?
Come to me.
Kiss the ring. Kiss the ring. Here you go. Kiss the ring. Keep reading.
Verse 5. Remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things.
Peter, Paul, and the disciples was teaching the people what? The truth, right? But what was he teaching them? He said, remember when I was with you, I told you these things. And what have we been bringing out since we've been talking about this? What was he teaching them? Malachi, read your shirt. That the white man was the devil the Bible speaks of. He said, remember when I was with you, I told you these things. Right. What was he telling them? Man, watch out for that white man. Watch out for the Romans. That's it. The Romans, man, you see, they sleeping with your kids. Your kids going missing because the Romans, they got them in the temple in there. Blowing rod. Keep reading.
Verse 6. And now ye know what withholdeth that he might be revealed in his time.
That he might be revealed when?
In his time.
This is the time now that he has to be revealed. Yeah. All this time he has been able to deceive the world. The Lord has given him the opportunity to go ahead. He let the lies go first. Give him a head start.
Right.
But now this is the time to reveal it. And that time to reveal started in 1969. This school has been here for 50 years. Man. And in the past 50 years, we have revealed all the lies of the white man. Christianity has been here for thousands of years. And they can't get people off of drugs like the truth have. Right. Everybody in here used to be a weed head. Right. Everybody in here used to do some form of robbing, stealing, and doing all kinds of malicious things that they know that they're not supposed to do, but they don't do any of those things anymore. Right. Give the Lord a hand. You understand? That's what time it is. You don't get that in the church. Because when I was in the church, I played drums for the church. Every Sunday I was in church, I was high. Man. On the drum set. I used to minister in the church. I used to go to church before church I smoke a half a blunt, and after church, I smoke the other half of the blunt. Every Sunday. I've been baptized 5 times. I went in church a dry weed head. I came out the church a wet weed head. That didn't change me. I came in here. I have not touched weed since I've been in here. You understand? Like, that's a real change. That is being baptized. That is being washed in the word. You know what I'm saying? Finish that.
Verse 7. For the mystery of iniquity doth already work.
What's the mystery of iniquity? The secret of his sins. Like what's really going on?
Right.
That's a mystery. Because you've overlooked the white man. You looked at everything else, but you've been overlooking him. When he's right in your face doing it. There have been 300. How many school shootings was it last year, Malakwat? 360. How many days do we have in a year? 365. Who, out of 360 school shootings, how many of them was black kids? Was it the Arabs? Was it East Indians? Was it Chinese? How many? They were who?
Terrorists.
They were white kids. But it's been a mystery though. We've been overlooking who the devil is. Who is the killer, the stealer, and the destroyer? Keep reading.
Only he who now letteth will let.
The Most High is letting them do it, and he is letting them go. He's letting them get away with it go ahead.
Until he be taken out of the way.
Until the Lord removes him out of the way. You know when he's going to be taken out of the way? When Christ returns. Because Christ said, the Bible says that vengeance is mine, said the Lord. I will repay. So it's not our job to try to take the white man out the way. It's not our job to try to fight against him and to try to kill him and make an army so that we can shoot against him, because we can't fight against his firepower.
Right.
Because he was blessed with what?
The sword.
He was blessed with the sword. Esau was blessed with the sword.
Right.
That was his blessing. And the Lord said, anyone that touch you, I will take vengeance on them 7-fold. And when he told that to Cain, any man that touch you, I'll take vengeance on you 7-fold. Cain had a grandson named Lamech. He said, well, surely if my grandfather was 7-fold, I must be 7 times 7.
Right.
So imagine from generation to generation, they got to be 7 times 7 times 7 times a billion-fold. Meaning, anytime you try to touch a white man, the Lord gonna touch you. Because the Bible says he sends evil angels to bring his judgment. And you know who those evil angels are? That's the white man. That's his police force. And the only thing that can get you punished by the Lord is your sin. Because what's the payment of sin? What's the wages? Death. When you sin, death comes into your life. Adam and Eve learned it the hard way. Soon as she sinned, what happened? Her oldest son became a murderer and her youngest son died. She got to experience something the Lord never wanted her to experience. But the serpent in the garden made her feel like she was missing out on something. And that's why it's important to have a strong black man in your house. A righteous black man to teach you how to look at the world for what it really is. You understand? You have to see through the matrix. And a woman, you really can't see through the matrix. Because the scripture says what? The flock of my pasture are what?
Men.
Are women?
Men.
Men. That's why the kingdom of heaven is the kingdom and not the princessdom. Not the queendom.
Right.
It's the kingdom of heaven, because who's going to rule it?
Men.
Men are going to rule the kingdom under Christ. So who's going through all the persecution? Men.
Men.
Who's going through all the hardship? Men. Who has all of the oppression in their lives? Men. Give me Isaiah chapter 3. I'm going to just show it to you in the Bible. Isaiah 3 and what? 12? I think it is 12, you know. Yeah, read that.
It's the book of Isaiah chapter 3 verse 12. As for my people, children are their oppressors.
Children are your oppressors. Why do we celebrate Christmas? Do men give a damn about Christmas?
Absolutely
Who
not.
do we do it for? We do it for the kids. Why do we hide money in Easter eggs and put candy in Easter eggs? Is it for the grown-ups? Who do we do it for?
Our children.
We do it for the kids. Children are your oppressors. And what else?
And women rule over them.
And the women is ruling over who? It said, ask for my people. So who is he talking about? He's talking about the children, but who is this scripture directly aimed at? The men.
Right.
Because it's talking about the women and the children. Children are, they are what? Oppressors, and women are ruling over who? The men. Right, that's who's ruling over. The women are ruling over the men. Where you been? Why you didn't answer my call? I know you seen me text you 5 times. The man is being oppressed by his children and his women.
Right.
Keep reading.
O my people,
Mm-hmm.
they which lead thee cause thee to err.
Who's the people that's leading us? Your religious leaders.
Right.
They are causing you to err. They're leading you into destruction.
Right.
They are leading the sheep to the slaughter.
Right.
Oh, we keep reading.
And destroy the way of thy paths.
You see that? They have destroyed the way of your path.
Right.
You're supposed to be leading and walking in your house and being the man of your house, but you can't be the leader of your house because the woman rules over you. And you know who puts her in the seat of rulership? Wait a minute, let's see. Who puts the woman in the seat of rulership? The white man. Give her a hand. You see how it all runs full circle? You see, he do it because he's what? Sisters? The devil. Good night. It all works together. It all works together for the good for those who love the Lord. Go ahead. It's in black, right? Ain't no strong black, ain't no strong Arab women, ain't no strong East Indian women,
right?
Ain't no strong, it's strong black women because that's whose houses are being destroyed. Shake it up strong, sis. I understand. I understand. I know this is kind of tough. Go ahead. That's fine. That's fine. But the Lord got a remedy for all of that. He got a remedy for it. It's in the next chapter, verse 1. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, I was just saying the verse you pulled, Isaiah 3 and 12 is so heavy because not only do the children rule us, and then the women end up ruling us and we err, but just like you ended up saying the white man is controlling all of that, the Bible speaks of him as being a child and being a foolish nation anyway, you know what I'm saying? Because they lack any type of goodness or normal prudence or foresight, and their folly that they create, they think they never gonna get caught. They're a childish nation themselves.
That's damn right.
Right.
That's right.
If I could, sir, like when you look up the definition of Lucifer, it tells you to look up the definition of devil. The first thing that it says is that he is a slanderer. No one slanders a black man like the white man.
You see that? And then in verse 16, after you read about Lucifer, it tells you that he's not a demon, he's not a spirit,
right?
But he's
a man.
Man.
He's a man. That's right. That's what it say. It say that he's a man. It doesn't say, see, Christianity just gives you religion. The Bible gives you the truth.
Right.
And that's what we want to give you. Give me doctrines of men. Wait. Did we finish in Thessalonians? Because it's some more in there. Go down to like verse 8, all the way. Where you at, 6?
I was at 2 Thessalonians and 6. I was at
you was at 2 and 6.
I was at 7.
All right, go ahead. Let me get 8.
Verse 8.
2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 8. And then shall that wicked be revealed.
Now, this is the time that we are revealing that wicked. Read.
Whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth.
Wait, with the war.
With the spirit of his mouth.
How are we destroying the white man's kingdom right now while we're in hell? Just by teaching. With the word of the Most High. With the spirit of his mouth. And then, read.
And shall destroy with the brightness of his coming.
And then everything that we say is going to come to pass, which is going to destroy him further. And when Christ returns, he's going to destroy the white man. Keep reading.
Verse 9, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan.
You see that? The white man is after the working of Satan.
Right.
We are in the Bible, what are we called? In the book of Jude, in the book of angels. We are called angels. We are the angels that kept not our first estate.
Right.
Where have been bounded and changed for thousands of years. Those angels are the messengers of Christ. We are those messengers. We are the ones that consume him with the word of his out of the Lord's mouth. You understand?
Mm.
We are the angels of Christ. And if we are the angels, then the white man is the what? The devil.
Simple as that.
I mean, it keeps going around and around. Go ahead.
The working of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders.
That's what the white man has. That's what his technology is.
Yeah.
All power and signs and lying wonders.
Right.
That's what his military is. All power and signs and lying wonders. Because he's finna start a space force. Did y'all hear about that? He's making goddamn the Star Wars is about to start. Why? Does Russia have UFOs? No. Germany? Who is he trying to fight with?
Return of Christ.
He's trying to make war with the angels when he returns.
Right.
That's in Revelation.
Right.
That Satan made war with the angels, with Michael and his angels. That's what they are trying to set up right now. The white man is so prideful that he thinks that he can fight against the Most High. Head on. That's what he did. Go ahead. It's the exact same thing. This is where we at right now.
Modern day Babylon.
My same thing. There's nothing new under the sun. It's the same thing. Go ahead.
If I could, sir, just like in the Tower of Babel, you understand? Google has just came out with these ear pods, you understand? That no matter what language you speak, it translates for you.
Good night.
Good night, brother.
So we'll all be speaking the same language. Just like in the Tower of Babel.
Now watch this. It said he exalts himself above all that call God, right? Now watch this. Let me show you how spiritual and how real this is. Who gave us different languages? The Lord gave us different languages.
Right.
Why did he give us different languages?
They didn't want us talking to each other.
He didn't even want us talking to each other.
Right.
The Bible's, what's the name of the Bible? Holy, separate. The Lord don't even want us talking to them. So what the white man's trying to push unity. He's trying to push us all being together. So what does he make? With all the deceitfulness and all powers and lying wonders, what does he make? Earbuds that translate into whatever language you hear. He exalts himself as God.
That's it. Oh, wait, man.
The white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of.
Right.
I mean, it's now it should be plain. It should be as clear as glass. Go ahead.
When black people are so destroyed by Christianity, we don't even want to blame the white people.
Right.
We'll blame conspiracies, the government. We'll blame little green aliens.
We'll blame ourselves.
That's right. That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Because we destroy people.
That's right. That is a slave mentality. We are slaves. Let me get that scripture.
Come.
So this is the close up the question about religion. Go ahead.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 15, verses 8 through 9.
Come on.
This people draw nigh unto me with their mouth.
These people, who are those people? Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You know why I say they draw nigh with their mouth? Because what does every Black, Hispanic, and Native American say? I love the Lord. You draw nigh to him with his mouth, but what?
And honors me with their lips.
And they talk a good game.
Oh, dude, boy.
But
But their heart is far from me.
they're what?
their heart is far from me.
Somebody give me a scripture and tell me how do you show the Lord you love him? Give me the scripture.
Yeah.
This is how you know if you love the Lord for real.
Start at verse 2.
We're going to let the Bible say it. Read it. Go, somebody, go ahead and read it.
All right. This is the book of 1 John chapter 5, verse 2. And it reads, by this we know that we love the children of God when we love God and keep his commandments.
See that? By this we know that we love the children of God. Mm-hmm. What is the two greatest commandments?
Love the Lord and then love God for me.
Love the Lord thy God. And love thy brother as thyself. Right. But what does it say? Love thy who as thyself? Thy neighbor. That's what it say. Right. Read that again. It's a precept for that right here. There you go, right here.
1 John chapter 5, verse 2. By this we know that we love the children of God.
Who is your neighbor? Read that again.
The children of God.
Your neighbor is who?
The children of God.
How do you know if you love the children of God?
When we love God and keep his commandments.
That's it right there. The Bible is about brotherhood and sisterhood. Right. It is about loving the Lord and keeping his commandments. Right. And following the man that the Lord put in charge. Right. Right. That's the Bible in a nutshell. Without religion, without any belief, with straight hardcore facts, that's the Bible. Keep reading.
Verse 3. For this is the love of God.
What is the love of God?
That we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous.
It's not a hard thing to do. You can do it. You try to be an American, outstanding American citizen. Be an outstanding Israelite. Read what you got. Finish that in verse off.
Come on. Verse 9. But in vain they do worship me, teaching for doctrines and commandments of men.
Right. They teach the commandments of the Lord.
The doctrine and the commandments of men.
That's religion. Religion teaches the doctrine and the commandments of men. Next question. Anybody got any more questions? With that, we can pass the class over to Priest and Officer Aaron. Give the Lord a hand.
The I.S.U.P.K security announcements. We are the I.S.U.P.K, started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rules for new brothers and sisters. When a new brother and sister come into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or a sister is interested into a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to the brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After 6 months period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers 18 and 21, Malachi 3, 8 through 10. Means a tenth in Hebrew, ma'ashara. 10% of any 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to the Treasury Department. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like to give. The upcoming Holy Convocation is the Feast of First Fruits, which is tomorrow. Starts after the Sabbath, unleavened bread, sundown, Saturday, April 28th, 2019. Count 50 days. Only celebrate the 50th day, Monday, June 17th, 2019, before sundown. Read Leviticus 23, 10 through 22. if any brother wants to become a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black. Boots, shirts, pants, headbands, or scarves. And those are announcements.
Y'all make sure y'all here on time tomorrow for the feast day, because these feasts are commandments from the Lord.
Right.
You have to keep his feast day. You not keeping the feast day, you are a sinner.
Right.
Because you're not keeping the commandments. Right. With that, Amajim, which means to stand. Sar, which means to turn and face the east. We're going to say the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew and in the English.
Repeat after me. Abanawa.
Abanawa.
Shabbat Shemayim.
Shabbat Shemayim.
Kodash.
Kodash.
Hayah.
Hayah.
Shemka.
Shemka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Allah with Ka.
Allah with Ka.
Baba'ah.
Baba'ah.
Ratazakah.
Ratazakah.
Hayah.
Hayah.
Ashah.
Ashah.
Ba'aratazah.
Ba'aratazah.
Kawah.
Kawah.
Hayah.
Hayah.
Bashemayim.
Bashemayim.
Natalanawa.
Natalanawa.
Lakam.
Lakam.
Call.
Call.
Yuwam.
Yuwam.
Wasalaknawa.
Wasalaknawa.
Kabawaknawa.
Kabawaknawa.
Kasalaknawa.
Kasalaknawa.
Kabawakinawa.
Kabawaknawa.
Wala'ah.
Wala'ah.
Taba'aynawa.
Taba'aynawa.
Banasai 1.
Banasai 1.
Abal.
Abal.
Hawashaynawa.
Hawashaynawa.
Mayan.
Mayan.
Rai.
Rai.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Laka.
Laka.
Hamalakwa.
Hamalakwa.
Waha'Allah.
Waha'Allah.
Wahata Para.
Wahata Para.
Awalamyam.
Awalamyam.
Aman.
Aman.
In the English, our Father,
Our Father,
short in heaven,
which art in heaven,
hallowed be thy name.
hallowed be thy name.
Thy kingdom come,
Thy kingdom come.
thy will be done
Thy will be done
in earth
in earth
as it is in heaven. Give us this day
Give us this day
our daily bread,
our daily bread,
and forgive us
and forgive us
our debts
our debts,
as we forgive
as we forgive
our debtors.
debtors.
And lead us not
And lead us not
into temptation,
into temptation,
but deliver us from evil.
from evil.
For thine is the kingdom,
For thine is the kingdom,
power, and the glory,
power, and glory,
forever.
forever.
So be it.
So be it.
Star, 2 courtesy salutes, 1 courtesy salute to the brother, another courtesy salute to the sister. Amayo Shabbat, Majim, Barak,
Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Barakatah.
Yazmatah, Star, Amayo Shabbat, Majim, Barak,
Yahweh Shemal Atam Hashem Yahushua.
Yazmatah, dismiss.
You need to come way after you do the smoke thing. Almost choking that.
I had to do 6. And then I would just